Get on the road here, coming up, do a few lights, see if anyone pops in. We'll be checking out the some new Behringer updates. Pretty sweet. You know, it's a long day, but you know, I gotta get home. Did some songs last night. It was cool. Some songs, played some music, got back in the groove with that. It was fun. You know, I miss the music sometimes. I miss playing. It's hard to fit it all in, man, when you got a lot of life going on. You know, you wanna go to work so you could earn some money to enjoy some hobbies. You know, what's going on? We got one person in here. Wait for a couple more people to come in. Just talking about some Behringer today, but I was just saying how you go to work to get some money so then you can get some things to help you enjoy the time you have off from work. But then you spend a lot of time at work and you get home, and then you also got to do a lot of things at home. If you got kids, you got a girlfriend, you got a missus, you know. What's up, man? Back in live. What's up, Rich? What's up, Zachy? Yeah, just gonna do a little live stream. It gets dark so early here now, so we're just gonna get on the road, throw it in cruise control, and have a little chat. I was looking over some news. I was just saying, man, life's so crazy these days. You know, you got some hobbies and you really want to do your hobbies, and I was just saying, I got in and played some music last night. It's been a while since I did a little music jam or whatever. I've played around, but it just seems like, man, time is just speeding up or something. Maybe we're coming up to the singularity and it's quickening, you know. And yeah, it's just, you got to squeeze it in, but there's always time. There's time for everything. There's always time for everything. You just got to make time. That's one thing I learned when I was taking this class in recreation programming. The teacher was like, how much time's in a day? Or it's like, what do you want to do? Are you into this? Are you into that? And everyone was like, yeah, but there's no time. And the teacher was like, how many hours are in a day? 24, 24, 24. And everyone was like, yeah, there's 24 hours in a day. And he's like, well, how come this person can have, for example, 2 businesses, 4 kids, get up, go to the gym every morning, come home, paint, anyways, fill in the blanks. And the idea is that you just make time. And it's one of those weird things, and you guys probably have all felt it, that when you start to put blocks in your day and allocate hours to certain things, you still end up getting all the same things done you did before. And you're like, I never had time for this. Yeah, I'm ADHD. Yeah, ADHD is wild, man. I got some ADHD too. That's why I like, Zachy, that's why I like the live jamming, because it is very ADHD, you know, and you got to ride the lightning of you got a bunch of machines going, and you got to think about how you're going to bring them in and out. So your brain gets to run wild. For people with ADHD, if I got an ADHD, it allows you to kind of be ADHD in a creative environment. What's up, Copenhagen, Denmark? What's happening? In the house. Good to see you. Yeah. What's going on in Copenhagen, man? You got some snow over there? It's getting cold here now. We had some snow on the ground in the morning, but got to go home now. Just ordered one of those fireplaces. I'm going to put a fireplace together. Not a real one. One of those, you know, electric ones that got a light that looks like a fireplace. So that's cool. But yeah, you got to put things in your day. You got to make time. There's only 24 hours and you got to make some time. So if there's anything you love to do and you find yourself saying, I don't have time, that's baloney, man. You can find the time. And I'm guilty too. I'm not preaching. I'm just saying, you gotta, yeah, don't blow it off. Don't burn it off, Richie. You're right. You got to take the time and make it. I'm not the most organized person. My missus is she got calendars and journals and all this kind of stuff, and she got lists and stuff. I'm more of a free flyer, but I do make time for things, and there's certain things that I always try to. So look at me here now, man. I'm driving in the car, and I'm like, I want to talk to the Samurais and just talk about synthesizers. How am I going to do it? And I'm like, man, I drive a half hour to work every day. Chili 66, commit to 2 hours a day. Yeah, you're right. Did you guys ever read the book by Stephen Pressfield called The War of Art? So it's kind of like a play on the art of war by Sun Tzu. The War of Art is all about this thing called resistance, and how it's like a demon. It's always there telling you, don't do it. It's not time, you know, do something else, go do this, go that. It's called the resistance, and it never goes away. So what you were saying is, if you want to read a book, say, I'm just going to read a paragraph today, and you'll end up reading 6 or 7 pages, maybe a chapter, maybe the whole book. If this is my move for synthesizers, when I come home, I immediately go upstairs and I turn on all my gear. And I just go down and just go about my, whatever I got to do at home, I just go about it. And then I have to go back in and turn my gear off, and then I'll always show your work. Yeah, I'll check that book out. You always got to go in and turn your gear off. So when you do that, you know you're just going to tickle the keys a little bit, or, you know, tickle the pad or do something. You're going to like just mess around. And then you usually end up either jamming a little bit or making a song or something cool like that. So that's the deal. What do we got? 8 people in here. You guys want to hear the Behringer update? I checked it out. I just checked out Synth Anatomy after work. So the Behringer Mini got the new, you know, the JT-4000 based off, what is it, the JP-8000 from Roland. This is what Behringer is doing cool. Thanks, man. This is, and I got to take my own advice because I don't do it either. But you know, you gotta just do your best, try to fit time in, get things going. So the JT-4000, Behringer's been doing an update called adding in some new firmware. So what they did to Teenage Engineering put out a product that seemingly doesn't work for a lot of people. Behringer puts out a product, and this is what I like about the beta testing aspect. Doing a beta test and having your people come back and say, oh man, I wish it had this. That's cool. Because then you got the ability, Behringer's got the ability to put that stuff right in there and be like, all right, we did it. So they're doing firmware updates like a lot, and which is cool from a company. But so you got Behringer saying, all right, what did you guys want in the JT-4000? We want the ability to have a hold mode on things, so then we can tweak the knobs. They added a hold mode. Looked up the War of Art in Apple Books. Nice, get it, man. It's awesome. Get the ebook too, the audio book's great. You'll read that book so fast. It's one of the best books I ever read in my whole entire life. So they got a hold mode added. They got a sustain pedal support added to the feature because a lot of people wanted to get the sustain pedal going. I mean, this thing is mini. The JT-4000 is tiny, you know. So what's the verdict on the JT Super Saw? Everything I'm hearing now, the JT is sounds, or people are loving it. So what else do? They got envelope amount. They updated the CC options for envelope amount, LFO waveform, LFO 1, 2, and then they got LFO destination. They allowed you to have a little more seamless program changing, so when you're jamming, you can change programs. I know a lot of people wanted that. They weren't happy with it. And they also added an auto chord function, which is cool. So if you guys don't know, the JT-4000 is a 2 digital oscillator, Super Saw, baby. It's got the Super Saw, the Roland Super Saw, you know. I can't move past the lack of outs, I know, but it's $49. So I hear you there. And what I think the deal is with these minis is kind of, I think they're Behringer's test products for their bigger synthesizers they're going to come out with. So, you know, they're coming out with the JT-4000. I think once they get rolling with the after the UBXA and that platform, they're going to be able to start bringing out the JP-8000, stuff like that. What's the question on the shift? Say that again. I'm out here too, so I'm trying to pick up a lot of the comments and stuff. Like 2 voices, no BS. Yeah, 2 voices, no BS. You got an analog filter. So little thing's $49. You got an analog filter in it, okay? You got analog filter with cutoff and resonance. You got ring mod. You got 2 LFOs with rate and amount. You got 2 ADSR envelopes. Can you chain them? I don't know if they got a CV to be able to chain them or not. Good question. Anyone in the chat know? Then you got a glide. You got a patch memory, 32 built-in presets, and full MIDI implementation, right? So, I mean, as far as $49 goes, look what Moog just put out for $49. They put out a VST. So you got the VST put out, and then you got the JT-4000. So I think that's pretty cool improvements for a $49 mini synthesizer. Lack of chain outs, yeah, I know. But it's a mini, what do you expect? But I think you should almost go for the Pro 800. If you're thinking, these toys from Behringer, these minis are just for messing around, you know, like it's kind of cool that you could get the Behringer Swing or I think Behringer's going to come out with the Keystep Pro clone soon. But you can get the Behringer Swing. I love the OBXA or the UBXA. The Toro's amazing. I've watched a bunch of videos and I had a bunch of people write me and say the Toro actually shakes the walls of your house. So that there, if you want to talk about a good recreation of a clone, yeah, I'm grabbing the UBXA desktop. So I was going to go for the keys, but I got a Hydrosynth Deluxe with Poly Aftertouch, so I don't need another keyboard, and I don't really have the room, but I would love to get the desktop. Yeah, the Behringer Minis for stocking stuffers, man, or if you guys got kids, you want to get your kids into synthesizers, these things are wicked. Yeah, 2 Minotaurs merged up. That is heavy for sure. A Toro and a Minotaur, yeah, that's cool. Do you got the foot pedals with the Toro? Because I watched some people get the Krumar foot pedal with the Toro. That's cool. So yeah, the JT-4000. So they're going to come out. I heard they're coming out with the CS80 Mini, which is going to be awesome. The CS80 Mini is, everybody's waiting for that one. And you see what they're doing. They are doing their tests. They're beta testing products in mini form, and the electronics and the firmware and all that. And then the ones that get the, so say they sold a ton of JT-4000s, then the Behringer team is going to say, all right, let's put out the JT-8000 key synth or desktop version, you know? And they're going to do that with the CS80. If they can knock that CS80 Mini out of the park, they're going to come out with a clone. I'd get the pedals for the Toro for sure. Definitely get the pedals, because you got this big bass synthesizer, and if you like jamming and stuff, man, you got the pedals there. I think, what is it, five on the bottom, 3 on the top or something, the blacks and whites. Called the Krumar. I think it is, the Italian pedal. Yeah, Krumar, I think it's called. Maybe the same company that made the, no, they didn't make the Cobalt. Did they? The Krumar Cobalt? I think it's an Italian company. It's either Italian or French, and they make the foot pedals. If you go on Reverb, Krumar, yeah, Krumar. Krumar's got the foot pedals. A few people who bought the Toro bought the Krumar foot pedals. And they're like, man, you got to get the foot pedals. But the Toro's sound is large and in charge. Like I said, it'll knock the pictures off your walls. That's what I'm hearing anyway. So, gotcha, homie. You got it, man. What about you guys? You guys looking at picking up the UBXA? I think the UBXA is going to be, I think it's going to change the world. That might sound crazy, but if the UBXA can come out and they get it into the people's hands, because guess what? A lot of the big synth influencers, they won't cover Behringer, but listen, if they miss an opportunity to cover the UBXA, which to me is going to go down in history as one of the greatest synthesizers to come out in the last 10 years because of the price point, because you're getting a polyphonic. Yeah, I'm getting the UBXA desktop too. UBXA DeepMind, I know, it's weird. I feel like the UBXA desktop is going to be an upgraded DeepMind 12 desktop maybe. I know that's super deep. I heard the DeepMind 12 desktop also was a little bit noisy. People complained about that a little bit in the fan. It is a hard choice. You know, it's a very hard choice. Because people, okay, the hard choice is I think the OBXA, yeah, got aftertouch. That's a plus. It also got 16 voices and not 12. That's a plus. And I think it's going to have issues of noise and fan and all that. You're not going to have the same issues you did with people were complaining about the DeepMind. And I think it's going to sound insane, because if they're getting that Toro to sound as crazy it is, and I know the Solina was a huge hit, the String Machine was a huge hit, the Pro 800 was a massive hit. I think it's the most selling synthesizer. I think they might have, someone fact check this, I don't know. I think it might be the quickest and fastest and most selling synthesizer of all time. Now I could be off on that, but I think it is in fact that, you know. So yeah, I don't think you can beat it. I think it's gonna revolutionize it. And Behringer got a video, if you go and look at it, on reverse engineering, and they got a video on Yeah, I agree. It does have to ramp that up. But they got a video on reverse engineering, and they show you how they go back and reverse engineer. I think the fastest selling was the Pro 800 by Behringer. Fastest, I think, record time, fastest and most sold out product of all time for synthesizers, maybe. Could be wrong. Maybe Teenage Engineering just beat them. I don't know. Maybe Teenage Engineering beat them this time with the EP133 KO, which, man, I'm still getting people freaking at me for that, but I apologize to Teenage Engineering, I guess, because it's a beautiful product. I didn't realize the company was so small. I guess the way they got, like, maybe it's not small. They got like 40 employees or something, or 20 employees. And I think they just messed up their marketing, or their manufacturing. They didn't do due diligence on their factory. They probably got one of those Temu clothing factories to make it, and they just botched a bunch of them or something. Or maybe they got multiple factories making it, and that could have been the problem. But yeah, so it's a good time. It's a good time of Christmas. Number one synth I reached for, Pro 800. You reached for that over your Deluxe? Oh, are you serious? Over the Hydrasynth Deluxe, you go for the Pro 800? Huh, interesting. Yeah, if Moog released a keytar, that'd be cool. Yeah, get Synpunk out of marketing, no BS. I got the Pro 800 and I sent it back because a lot of people were like, oh, you didn't look up what the Pro 800 was like before you bought it, blah, blah, blah. I was like, I looked it all up. I knew exactly what I was getting into. It's just when I got it in the hands in my studio, I didn't like the membrane buttons. They were annoying to me to switch controls, switch presets. The Predator Scream was like, I knew it was the Predator Scream, but I was just like, that's kind of annoying too to me. And obviously it would have been cool if they just threw some reverb in there, but I knew they weren't going to do that either. But it is what it is. It was cool. I think this Pro 800, the Behringer Pro 800, is still an amazing sounding synth, and it's awesome. I might rebuy it again later. We'll see. If I get the UBXA desktop and it sounds awesome, I probably won't. But so what did you guys, any of you guys check out that video this morning I did on the Moog Chameleon concept synthesizer? So yeah, the video I did this morning, I was having a chat with Synthpunk last night on the phone, and he was showing me the Moog Mariana and telling me how crazy it sounded. And we said, man, wouldn't it be cool if they came out with a MIDI keyboard that would look like an actual, like, Subsequent 37 or a mini Moog, so you had a cool looking, you had an awesome, because guess what, you want to go to a gig or something with a key lab and those ugly MIDI controllers, they just look like crap. The coolest looking MIDI controller is probably the Keystep Pro, and that doesn't even look that cool. But imagine going to a gig and you got your laptop next to you, but you've got a mini Moog MIDI controller, and you got all your Moog VSTs, and you allow third-party VSTs, like someone was saying. That'd be cool. Feed the Pro 800, yeah. So I think that's cool, and that's a great idea. And we wanted to call it the Moog Chameleon because you could, like, switch out VSTs, and you could turn your authentic look and really aesthetically pleasing Moog synthesizer into any VST you want. You do the Marinara, then you know that Moog's coming out with all the VSTs now. $50, they're just going to start rolling them out like crazy, and people are going to buy them because $50 with the Moog name. Creamware dabbled in that. I heard Creamware dabbled in that, and I know that a lot of people really pumped up when Roland did the System 8 plug out, which is a cool idea, and they kind of abandoned it and just went. They only did those two, the Super 8 and what was the other one? Anyways, the Aries thing. But I think Moog could run with something like that. If Moog said, listen, I'd buy a Moog MIDI controller if it looked like a Subsequent 37 or a mini Moog, for the sole fact that, what are you, falling asleep? For the sole fact that that it looks awesome. And then if you could plug those VSTs in and have it all MIDI mapped, that would be amazing to me. So anyway, as you can see, it's getting kind of dark here. The lights are going to go out soon, so that's going to end that live stream. Anyway, just want to give you guys a little update on the Behringer JT-4000. It's got, yeah, Roland's been weak of late, I agree. Their synthesizers are not beautiful, and yeah, after the PMC era, you're right. They're not beautiful anymore, And even the ugly big green monster, the System 8, looks cooler than most of the stuff they're coming out with. Like, why are they doing, why do they always do the throwbacks? Why are you doing a Juno X remake and a Jupiter X remake? Come out with a new thing and call it, like they should have called it the Neptune and done a cool new design and stuff like that. And or just do no design and do some skins or something. Appreciate you guys too. Have a great night. 3:30 tomorrow morning, so we'll see what happens. I might do a synth show tonight if I can. We'll see. But if not, you guys have a great day, great night today. Enjoy yourselves, and that's it, and that's all. Sloop, sloop.